If you're trying to get more flexible, there's one thing you need to know before you do any stretch at all. In this video, we're going to talk about what that one thing is and how you can apply it to your body so that you can gradually get more flexible safely without hurting yourself day by day. So if you're ready, let's get ready to think right, move right, and feel right. Whether you're trying to stretch muscles of your upper body or your lower body, it's important that you know what muscles or what muscle groups you are trying to stretch open. You want to make sure that you feel sensations in those target muscles and not anywhere else. If you don't abide by this, you are liable to get hurt really easily. Let me show you some examples. Imagine I'm trying to do a glute stretch and I've got my leg up on an object and I'm really trying to get deep into this stretch, but I'm not really feeling that much in my glutes. Instead, I'm feeling some pinching and jamming in my groin, and I might feel like my back is feeling really stretchy, and I just keep pushing it because I'm trying to go further and further, and then Or maybe I'm trying to do a hip flexor stretch, so I'm going into really long stance and really pushing for depth and really going for it, but instead of just feeling it in my hip flexors here, I feel like my knee is gonna blow up, I feel like my low back is getting crunched, and I just keep going and going and going until And of course, tight hamstrings are the most obvious example of this because a lot of people are just trying to get lower and closer to the ground when they're stretching their hamstrings. But instead of feeling the hamstrings lengthening and stretching, people just push and push and push, and they might feel pinching and jamming in front, or they might feel the back just suddenly give out and then, good Lord, again. But this isn't just limited to your lower body stretches, this applies to your upper body too. Imagine if you're trying to stretch your triceps or your lats so that your shoulder can function better. If you don't do that right, things can go real wrong real fast. Because if you're just focused on your body's relationship to an external anchor point, or you're trying to achieve a certain goal without paying attention to what muscles are being challenged, you are cruising for a bruising. With a lat and general shoulder stretch like this, you want to make sure that you're feeling muscles in the right place lengthening. You don't want to feel jamming on the closing angle because that is indicative of something going wrong. Likewise, if you were doing some kind of a tricep and lat stretch while you're going down closer and closer to the floor, if you feel like the sensation suddenly shifts away from your lats, away from your triceps, and starts going up into the deltoid, or just feels like something is jamming up near the shoulder bones, like the acromion process, then you are doing it wrong. Seriously, you're doing it way wrong, so let's talk about how you can do it right. First, identify what muscles you are trying to train to get longer and longer. Second, make sure that when you get into position, you don't go bulldozing into the stretch. Just get set up in your start position. Make sure that the related joints, like in the case of a hamstring stretch, your knee and your hip, are under control. If you start to go in and you notice that something changes that isn't supposed to, it's a sign that you're going too far. Now, depending on how tight you are and how you have things set up, you may need to make small adjustments with your joints to make sure that you feel the sensations in the right place. If you have your knee locked and you try to move and you're totally stuck and it just feels like everything is going wrong and you're going to explode because the intensity is so high, maybe bending the knee a little bit would be good so that you can aim the stretch into the belly of your hamstring muscles. Maybe you've got your knee locked and you're trying to go in, you get a little bit in there and you feel like the back of your knee is going to explode because it's so intense. That is also a sign that you should probably back off a little bit so that you can feel a medium level of intensity, especially if you're just starting. And don't be afraid to try different angles and positions as long as you are feeling the sensation of lengthening happening in the specific target muscles that you're going for. Right now, I'm doing a chest stretch and I can put my hand lower or higher, and it's going to change the muscle fibers that are getting the most challenge. But what I don't want to do is try to crank into it so that I start feeling some pressure, jamming, pinching, or whatever going on the backside. I have to keep in mind that the sensation needs to stay in the target muscles and in a safe way that doesn't feel like any one specific area is about to blow up. And remember, when you're a beginner with any stretch, that slow is safe and fast is foolish. I have personally blown through my limitations by pushing too hard, too fast, and compensating in ways that eventually sometimes resulted in injuries. So when you're first starting with any stretch, take it slow, don't go super deep, and make sure that you can feel the right sensations in the right muscle fibers in the right way that feels safe for your body. Then over time, you can start to increase the depth, increase the intensity, or increase the load so that your muscles can safely adapt to the new challenges that you're trying to provide them. Whatever body parts you're trying to make more flexible, keep these key points in mind because they will keep you safe and they'll help you rebuild your body at home. For more strategies to help you improve your body and rebuild it safely, go to uprighthealth.com/BRB to get my free Body Rebuilding Basics program. It'll help you understand how to focus your mind, get better sleep, and it'll give you some free workouts that'll help you improve your posture, your hip mobility, your shoulder mobility. I mean, there's just too much. I can't even remember what you get in this program. Anyway, go check it out at uprighthealth.com/BRB, and YouTube and I think you will enjoy these videos right here. If you want to support this channel, go to uprighthealth.com/donate. And as always, I hope you remember that pain sucks, life shouldn't.